So I'm in Brooklyn now, in the skyscraper Brooklyn land, and I'm kind of contemplating whether I want to walk back to Manhattan over the Manhattan Bridge, or if I want to take the subway. But maybe I'll just walk. Maybe I'll just walk and find some things to talk about along the way, and you can get a little tour of Brooklyn, since my videos are generally not all that interesting. I admit it, they are not all that interesting. So if we have a little tour of Brooklyn, we take a look off of the Manhattan Bridge, maybe that would be a little more interesting. So, yeah, I came over here because I wanted to see the movie early. You see, only madmen and old men go to the movies before noon. This was at 11:30 screening, which means after all the previews, it starts at 11:50. Whatever. So I was in the theater all by myself. Maybe that's because all the other old men could not find the theater. This was the Alamo Draft House. The Alamo, like in Texas, I guess it started in Texas, and with I guess the Alamo. Didn't it fall to the Mexicans? I thought the Mexicans won that one and killed Davy Crockett or something, which, I'm fine with that. So anyway, it was at this Alamo Draft House place, and I never been there before, and I finally found it. It was way up in this new skyscraper, or new kind of big building. It was like the theater itself was on floor 4, and then I went up the escalator a couple other floors, or one floor or whatever, to where the actual theater was. It was a nice little theater, and I was there all by myself.
Gary Crosby.
And actually, I vaped a little bit before the movie. Don't tell anybody. With a cartridge thing, so. Anyway, that's my little tour of the Alamo Draft House. Well, it's Halloween time, so, surpasses Halloween, but personal event. So, yeah, okay. Alamo Draft House. Whatever. So up there is the Manhattan Bridge. I've walked across the Manhattan Bridge before, and I want to do that now. Figured I'd walk back to the East Village, but it looks like I'm having a little trouble finding the pathway across. So I don't know. I might end up aborting this whole idea and just finding a subway. I'm having a little bit of trouble finding how to get across the bridge. It's been a long time since I've walked across the bridge. And I just stopped and asked a woman who was tending some dogs how to do it, and she said I have to walk back to the other side, the side I was on first, and so I'll try doing that and see if I can walk across the bridge. So I found the way up to the bridge. It's off of J Street, in case you're wondering. Now I remember being here. As I said, I haven't done this in a long time, so it's not very familiar to me. So we're going to walk across the Williamsburg Bridge. No, not the Manhattan Bridge. We're going to walk across the Manhattan Bridge back to the East Village. Got to go up these steps and then on to the bridge. You know, I've walked across a lot of bridges in Manhattan. I think all of them. I'm not sure. Maybe that's not so, but I think I've walked across all of them. So here's the bridge. I think the bicycles are on the other side, so we don't have any bicycle problems right here. These buildings here, I think those are the ones, but there used to be a big Jehovah's Witnesses center over here. Like they had all this like really, you know, bayfront buildings and so forth. So they had like, they must have made tons of money when they sold that stuff out. There's a subway train that also goes across the bridge. I used to ride that subway train across the bridge to Brooklyn from Manhattan because I worked in Brooklyn at a school for a year. This is some time ago. And so there's a lovely view of lower Manhattan because somebody chopped a little bit out of the fence so you could see through. That's nice. I mean, you know, they got these fences. I think they're to protect people, keep people from diving off the bridge, which, you know, I think people should be able to dive off bridges if they want. Come on. We have not that many options as it is. So you may ask, why was I in Brooklyn? Why was I at the Draft House? I was not drinking drafts, that's for sure. Actually, they came around. I was in the theater by myself. I don't know if I was in the theater by myself, so you know, it was just me. And they came around and asked me if I wanted anything to eat, but I didn't want anything to eat. I just wanted to watch the movie. So that's what I did. So Guy Maddin. It's kind of a nice architectural feature of the bridge. The bridge is old and kind of cool, you know. Made when America was great again and all that. So I've been a fan of Guy Maddin for some years, since his first feature played in New York. I saw it at the Cinema Village. I remember what theater it was, I think. And that was like in the 80s or 90s, maybe around 90, I don't know. Careful. Now, Careful is a really, really good movie. I definitely recommend seeing it. It is about a place, a cold place up in the mountains, and you have to be careful because if you are too loud, if you make a loud noise, you could get an avalanche and everyone would die. So anyway, Careful is a really clever, really cool indie movie, low budget. It has a real homemade feel to it, with the sets and the makeup. Guy Maddin kind of, at that point, was embracing the cusp of the silent and sound era. So that meant that you know, part of it is kind of just goes silent. Sounds like crackly silent movie for a while, and also has a look to it like more like 2-strip Technicolor than 3-strip Technicolor. You know, the regular vivid Technicolor we used to. So. Careful was written by Guy Maddin and by George Toles, who is an American, a USAer from up near Canada. Did I say Guy Maddin was from Winnipeg? Well, he is from Winnipeg, and he made his movies in Winnipeg. And Careful is like, to me, it's like if our gang, like the Little Rascals, are going to make a movie and like make their own sets and everything, and so it has all this sort of studio, homemade feel to it, and it's just really wonderful and good and surreal. And it's written by George Toles. And George Toles is someone I'm sort of familiar with because he's on Facebook. So look at George Toles on Facebook. He always has some kind of interesting things to write. He writes little things, little stories, little sayings, and there's a book collection of them too. So he says little things like every day on Facebook. And actually, he kind of comments on my Facebook stuff, which actually just kind of embarrasses me because, you know, I'm not really worthy. I'm just sort of a, you know, kind of a mid-brow old guy from Ohio. But anyway, I guess he's very nice, and he's been very nice to me on Facebook. So here's a shout out to good George Toles, and how much I loved that particular movie and some other movies he made with Guy Maddin. He's actually was credited in one of the shorts I'd seen recently. Because Guy Maddin also makes short subjects still, so he makes short, sort of like silent movie things, and they're like, you know, really cool. So he always makes these little short movies, like in black and white, you know, a lot of cuts and all that stuff going on. And Parts of the World is maybe one of the more famous ones of the shorts. So what we had today was Rumours. Now this is a brand new movie, and as I said, I was in the theater all by myself. Of course, it's in the afternoon, and who goes to that? But it was, you know, it's a very quirky movie, and I expected a quirky movie, and I damn well got a quirky movie, I tell you that much. And it was kind of basically interesting for the entire 100 minutes of the runtime. What it has to do with, Kate Blanchett is in it. She's a movie star, so he's got a real bona fide star in this. He works with other stars in the past, most notably maybe Isabella Rossellini, and I think one of the earlier features where he got a budget and so forth. I think Shelley Duvall is in one of them. I'm pretty sure I remember Shelley Duvall in being one that I haven't watched in many, many years because I didn't love it when I first saw it. Maybe I should look at it again, see if it's see if I've improved since then and I can enjoy the movie more. So here we go. We can see a little out the bridge here of Lower Manhattan. It's a lovely day. Once again, it's one of these indigenous summer days, so it's like 70 degrees in almost November. Like tomorrow's Halloween, I think. Yeah, tomorrow's the 31st. So, you know, kind of weird, but you know, I'm not really complaining too much. So yeah, there's these architectural features with the bridge. It's a sign that says Manhattan Bridge, 1901 to 1910. I guess that's when it was built. 1901 to 1910. So yeah, that's kind of nice erector set stuff there, huh? Look at that. It's really lovely. So yeah. So this is the Manhattan Bridge. I guess we'll look a little closer at the sign. Why not? There's a bunch of important people's names. Like 4 mayors during this. Okay. And yeah, so there's that. So the movie Rumours has a cast of not that many people, including Kate Blanchett. And what it has to do with is the setup is these people are the G7. So they are having a G7 summit somewhere in Germany, and I was distracted because the motorcycle went by. They are having a conference in Germany, and they're in this sort of gazebo out in a kind of woodsy, you know, nice place. It looks like a big estate somewhere. And, you know, there's like 7 of the 7. It's the G7. So, isn't it really the G8 by now? I don't know. Anyway, it's the G7. I'm shooting the other way, so don't worry about it. Some lady was hiding her face, which really wasn't that unlooking. So they're having this conference, this G7 conference, and first they go to this place where they've dug up these this hole in the ground that has these sort of mummies in there. You know, ancient people who have somehow been preserved, but then maybe they come alive and maybe they actually masturbate. So, so yeah, there's things like that going on, and so it's all quite mysterious. It's you know, the distributor has put out a thing is hilarious. Well, it's not really hilarious. It's odd, which is what I went for. I went for odd, surreal. I wasn't expecting hilarious. It was not hilarious. There were some lines that were funny for sure. This one is written by one of the. Oh, this is three people directed this movie. One Guy Maddin, and one Guy Maddin and 2 Johnsons. So these Johnsons and Guy Maddin directed the movie, and it was so this collaboration of these 3 people, and one of the Johnsons, Evan Johnson, is that his name? One of the Johnsons wrote the screenplay, and so they made this movie, this screenplay, and you know, it's well, what it was. Yeah, I don't think it's not the kind of movie that is going to be really popular. I don't know if Kate Blanchett fans like what they like. I know she's been in a lot of different type of movies, so yeah, I don't know. It was, as I said, it was quite strange, sort of good acting, whatever. I'm not up to judging acting, whatever. You know, it seemed like fine acting to me. To have a different fence here, this is nice. It's not so chain link fence looking, so damn annoying. Actually, I'm not over the river anymore, or the bay, or whatever the hell it's over. Oh, here's more chain link fence. So anyway, these G7 people are out there by themselves, and they have this like past relationships. They have things that, like, two of them have been like lovers, obviously, we've been told. And the Canadian guy is kind of the main character. The American president is an old guy that keeps napping and has like a British accent. And there's one point where one of the other characters asked him why he has a British accent, and we cut to another, something else happens and we don't hear the answer. So it is pointed out that it's odd that we have this British guy being in there. I think it would have been better if he had just sort of a, you know, regular shit kicker American dude, like, you know, W, or even Biden. I mean, this guy wasn't really like Biden, other than he was old and sleepy. Sleepy? Oh, did I say that? My God. I'm sorry. Yeah, so they have there's something, they're cut off from everything. They don't have, their phones aren't connecting to things. There's nothing around. These weird entities are showing up, and they're all suddenly scared and isolated, and they want to try to get to a road or try to get to, you know, help. So the rest is sort of a quest through this woods. It's all shot very lovely. A lot of fog, a lot of night, and you know, it's what it is, and it's Guy Maddin and a couple of Johnson movies. So where are we here? I think this is East Broadway or something. Anyway, I'm glad I went out to the movies, and I'm glad I'm walking across the bridge, because I haven't done this in some years, actually, and I don't enjoy walking in New York. That's one of the great things about being a New Yorker. You have a lot of opportunity to go on interesting walks. Of course, you know, one of the reasons I'm actually making these movies is to show you that, you know, aside from what you hear, New York is just not a crime-ridden thing. What, crime's going through the sea? What's his name? What's his name had a rally in Madison Square Garden just a couple days ago. New York, this crime's growing through the ceiling. It's not so. I don't see any difference in anything. You know, I don't really see all these sort of supposed immigrants that are coming and so forth. I guess they are somewhere. They're not in the East Village, and they're not on 57th Street, where I go work all the time. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's just all like anti-New York crap. There's always anti-New York crap. You think it's Kojak land. You think it's all cops and robbers all the time. Well, if that's what you want to think, fine. Yeah, so if that's what you think, fine, that it's all cops and robbers and stuff, but it isn't. It's really nice. I love living in New York, and I'm glad I still live here. I mean, you know, maybe it would have been good to have been able to stay in Mexico, but that didn't happen, and I'm here, and it's, you know, it's fine. You know, I have other issues because I'm an old man and all that, but you know, New York is lovely. Maybe this is. I think this is actually East Broadway. Pretty sure that is East Broadway, not the one I showed before. So, yeah, so anyway, this is I guess I'm coming down to the bottom of the bridge here, and we'll see how all this works with the sound and so forth. And maybe I'll just put it up anyway, and you can all struggle through. Because the thing is, this is my YouTube channel, and I can kind of do what I want within the constraints of Alphabet, Google, YouTube. But you know, other than that, I'm not trying to set the world on fire. I'm just want to start a little flame in your heart. I just want the people who might be interested in the crap I'm making to see it. I don't want masses of thousands of hits. I've been getting lots of hits recently. I've been like into the over 100, and that seems just fine to me as far as adequate attention. Well, you can see now I'm coming down to the bottom of the bridge. I think we end up on Delancey Street down here. Oh, the book I just read, the previous one about the Bowery. Delancey was a sort of taken name by this guy, and he was another immigrant from somewhere back in the old days in New York, and he made his money by by slavery stuff and some other things. So he's another. And I think some maybe drugs too. Maybe the opium trade, which I've dealt with in other books that I've read in the past. So it's all kind of quiet here because I think the subway trains are below me now. They don't come out of the ground until when they're up on the bridge itself. So. So here we come down, and we're going to be left at the Bowery, and actually I just showed the bridge from the other angle from the Bowery, and that's where I'm going to be ending up, down here, and then I'll walk back up to where I live. So that big dome thing is a bank. That's on the end of the bridge and on the Bowery. So that's where I'm headed, and I think I shot that in the previous video when I talked about the Bowery. So I think that's about all I got right now. I'll just step down here and see if anything else looks interesting. And I'm glad I walked back. It's been a nice walk, and it's not that far. It's supposed to be from the theater. It's supposed to be an hour and 12 minutes to where I live, and that's probably about right. So yeah, there's Bowery. There's a movie with the Chinese. Go around here. There's a place over there that was the Chinese movie theater that's now the Buddhist temple, and so I'm back here in good old Manhattan.